Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, with Feathered Omens, messenger birds from the spirit world. So this is a Ted Andrews deck. I have his, is it Animal Wise Tarot, I think it is, Animal Wise Tarot. And I saw that there was Feathered Omens, and I thought there was yet another one, and then there's some Earth something. Maybe it's just Earth Omens. I really wanted the Earth ones, and I ordered them actually from Walmart. So you can get them from Walmart. And it's stuck somewhere in Georgia. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of mailing, of shipping. And when I called them to look into it, you know, where is my deck? It's a deck in a book. They just wanted to give me my money back. They didn't want to try to locate my deck in my book. And I said, oh no, I want my package. I don't want to have to go back to Walmart and tell them that I didn't receive my item, and then they have to go through refunding me and all of that. No, I want my item. I still don't have it. So I hemmed and hawed about whether I really wanted the Feathered Omens. I have the bird cards. In fact, I have two other bird decks. But in the end, I gave in because I did like the keywords on them. The Ted Andrews decks, I should say the one Ted Andrews deck that I have, they're not the prettiest cards. These actually look better than the Animal Wise Tarot cards. Are pretty awful in terms of their design. And you'll see in here also the Blue Jay, the photo quality is just awful. So what you're purchasing when you purchase one of these is Ted Andrews and his conception of animals, and his write-ups and stuff of that nature. So I took the dive. I actually do have some minor regrets. So you can feel some of the nubs from the manufacturing along the side. So if that bothers you, you can see them there. The backs are more attractive than the Animal Wise Tarot backs. The cardstock is super bendy. Even kind of gets a little stuck, so that it's almost, you know, I can bend it and it'll stay bent. So it's super cheap cardstock. But I have a hard time completely regretting the purchase, and they were just set in here like this, and I assume that they're alphabetical. I can't get them back out. I assume that they were alphabetical in the guidebook, since there's no numbers on the cards. But we're going to go ahead and go through this deck. I'm just going to do a walkthrough. And you can see, like, this has been stretched. No dove's head looks like that. I mean, really, how bad can you get? But again, I'm purchasing Ted Andrews. So this deck, I don't know, should probably be $1 or $5, and I can't remember what I paid for it, but I paid too much. But I'm not going to give it back. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to overlook the photo distortion, the ugliness, all of those things. I am buying Ted Andrews. All right, so, and the words at the bottom. I would almost be embarrassed to show this to somebody. It's like, what happened to the beak? What happened to the bird? In any case, uh, here it is. We're going to run through it. And hopefully someday I will get the Earth deck. And I think I might have, did I order? No, I didn't order necessarily during. I might have that Earth deck I might have ordered during Mercury retrograde. Okay, never a good idea, right? And so there's some that are the bird, and then there's some that are like habits or the things that they do. I think there was some other aspect too. So I'll do this. And it's like, well, it says singing. That looks more like a yawn to me, but I don't know. So some of the images are lovely. I think that's a lovely image of two cranes. I like the the variety of birds throughout this deck. That's just a hideous image. You know, something went really wrong with this image of a blue jay, and why they couldn't find a better picture of a blue jay is beyond me. I'll have to look at the book and see if or a better image of a duck. I mean, the duck looks like it's an illusion. It doesn't stand out very well. And this poor grackle is all squished again, photo distortion. Beautiful hawk though. So let me check. When was this originally put out? And this is by Dragonhawk, and I don't know if this is Ted Andrews' own like self-publishing. Yep, book and card design by Ted Andrews. Well, Ted, you've got some great talents and some not so great things that you've attempted to do. Where's the, it says first edition, all rights reserved, but there's no actual copyright. Maybe this is illegal. Maybe it's not what it, but it's Dragonhawk, which I think is where I got his others from. Maybe he didn't ever put his, it's got a Library of Congress number, but it doesn't have a traditional copyright sign, and it doesn't have date on it. Ted, what are you doing, Ted? This is actually a magnetic closure box, so that's up to par. And I don't see a date on the outside either. I could have sworn. Well, I'm being an idiot. It's right there. It's right there at the top. 2009. I'm looking down here. I thought this was like a list of books or something. No, it's 2009. Card cover text, but not the images. All right, so nice side shuffle. Shuffles very easily because the cardstock is on the flimsy side. And this is a 40 card deck. And again, this was a compromise on my part because normally I don't like to get less than 44. To be honest, I don't like less than 52, but I've compromised on that a lot. All right, so let's pull one out and let's see how the guidebook. Oh, Hawk. Oh. All right, so this is my old friend Hawk. Guardianship and vision strong. About strong vision. Guardianship. Interesting. So this is my old pal Hawk from the medicine cards, which I always used to pull Hawk from the medicine cards, to the extent, as I've mentioned before, that my sister started to call me Hawk Woman. The guidebook does appear to be alphabetical. Guardianship and vision strong. The hawk is one of the most amazing raptors, which are universally recognized as guardians and messengers. Hawks spend, and he does have reversed meanings here, so he's got upright and reversed. Hawks spend 3/4 of their day perched somewhere observing the area around them, searching to detect the subtlest of movements, patiently waiting until the best moment to strike. That's an interesting percentage. Because of this habit, the appearance of a hawk can forewarn us of possibilities for new ventures and possible trouble. Your own perspectives will be heightened through the coming few weeks. Trust your perceptions at this time. The powerful beak and talons of the hawk are other outstanding characteristics. So this is kind of similar to the Animal Speak book, but much more condensed and with a reversed meaning. This is the reversed meaning over here. In terms of pointing out physiological aspects of the animal and or their habits and how they relate to divination or the meaning of the animal. With its great ability to grasp without fear, hawk encourages us to grasp our own opportunities when they present themselves. Hawks have a scaled leg to protect themselves against bites when striking prey, reassuring us that there is protection from the things we strike out for. Hawk's appearance always heralds a time of greater strength and vision, which will help us tremendously in our present endeavors. We will have protection in our journeys and endeavors. Now is the time to gallantly move forward with them. So I'm going to go ahead and read the reversed. It's funny because I had never thought of Hawk as a guardian until last week specifically, where there were spirit hawks. I'm going into another realm here. There were spirit hawks accompanying me on a drive to another city. And then they were most certainly guarding me and kind of clearing the way for me. I recognized that that's what they were doing. But that's the first time that I had thought of them in a guardian capacity. And here it is in the card, guardian. So reversed, 3 out of every 4 hawks born will die within their first year. Those surviving their first year will usually live to be adults. When hawk is reversed, it can indicate that there may be many complications and difficulties in our endeavors at this time. It can warn that the first year of what we are embarking upon will be most difficult, and thus we should try to look ahead to anticipate and head off as many problems as possible. Reversed hawk is also a warning that things are not as secure and protected as we might think. You will likely meet some strong opposition in your endeavors. Impatience will create problems in all undertakings. When hawk appears reversed, we may find ourselves wrongly accused of activities others may be responsible for. If this happens, we must be patient, stay perched, and watch. The truth will eventually come out. Interesting. And I could see how both the upright and the reversed could apply, and I found the timing issue mentioned very interesting. So yeah, and this is the sort of thing where I wouldn't, well, I'll try it. I normally, if I'm going to read from the guidebook, I would pull this maybe for a specific issue or problem, you know, as a guide, or maybe weekly or monthly. I can't see, well, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it for career. It makes sense with this particular one, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't limit it. But one thing I was going to say was that I would pick just one card because I do find, you know, what Ted Andrews says to be very meaty, you know, to have a lot to it to work with. But if we were to not read the guidebook and we're just going to pull 3 cards, and we are to look at these 3 cards, let's see if we can get a message. So guardianship and vision, activity increases. So that could still be either the positive or the negative aspect of this card. And then free emotions and anxieties. So I'm guessing that free means to let go of emotions and anxieties. Could I make meaning out of that? Yes. Is it as easy as some oracle cards when they're laid out together? I would say no. These 2 together make more sense than this and this and this. This would, to me, this would be the odd one out. It can mean something like keep your vision strong or your focus strong during increased activity, and be sure to not let there be an emotional coloring, just like in this one it had talked. But that's, I'm saying I'm not reading the guidebook. If I don't read the guidebook, or to be on your guard as activity increases. And again, I feel like this is just saying don't make emotionally colored decisions, which I've been getting a lot of lately. All right, so there it is, The Feathered Omens by Ted Andrews. You have to put up with some things to appreciate this deck. But I do like the keywords. I do like the keywords and phrases in this deck. And yeah, I just like animal decks, so I'm just kind of a sucker. I hardly care how cheaply they're made. So, and now I can't get it back in the box. And I'll split it up because that's the only way. Get it in there, and I'll have to see if I can find any more room for another animal deck in my cabinet that keeps my animal related items. All right, everybody. Take care, and I will see you again soon.